Be honest, you already know you're overpaying for cruises. You feel it when you hit book, you feel it when you board, and you definitely feel it when they slide that final bill onto your door. But you keep doing it anyways because, well, cruising is amazing and nobody ever really shows you how to beat the system. But that changes now. After more than 50 cruises, I've learned where the real savings actually hide. Not the recycled tips or the obvious stuff. I'm talking about strategies most cruisers never even realize exists. So in this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on how smart cruisers are saving hundreds and sometimes even thousands on the exact same ships, same cabins, and same sailings that others are wildly overpaying for. And I'm going to show you one strategy I've never seen anyone talk about before on any platform. These savings aren't coming from sacrifice, they're coming from understanding how the game actually works. And once you see what's possible, you might never cruise the same way again. Cruise pricing isn't random. It moves based on timing, cabin inventory, and a few pressure points most people don't even know exist. And if you don't understand how those pressure points work, you're basically booking blind. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the money decisions that actually move the needle. Not the $20 tricks, the ones that can change the total cost of your cruise before you even start thinking about drink packages or excursions. And by the end, you'll know how to spot when a deal isn't a deal at all, where real leverage exists, and how to book with confidence instead of hope. Oh, and if we haven't met yet, I'm Evan from Family at Sea. If this is your first time watching my channel, I'm glad you're here. And well, if you've been here a while, you already know how much I appreciate you. If you're ready, I am. Let's go. If you're sailing with Royal Caribbean or Celebrity, there's a free tool that can save you serious money before you ever step foot on board. RoyalPriceTracker.com. After you've booked your cruise, add your booking to their tool and it tracks the add-ons you're able to buy in the cruise planner. Things like drink packages, Wi-Fi, specialty dining, and other pre-cruise purchases. Those prices move constantly. One week your drink package is $84 a day and the next it's $72. And if you're not watching, you'll never notice the drop. But Royal Price Tracker watches it for you so you don't have to. And if the price drops, you get an alert right in your inbox so you can cancel that and rebook at the new lower rate. It's simple, it's free, and it's one of the easiest ways to stop leaving money on the table. And no guys, they are not paying me to share this. It's just that good and everybody should know. This next one is a simple move that most people completely overlook. If you want to try a specialty restaurant, book it for lunch instead of dinner. On many ships, the lunch menu features many of the same signature dishes at a noticeably lower price. It's the same kitchen and same chefs and the same vibe, just a smaller bill. And here's another angle most cruisers miss. Embarkation day. The ship isn't fully buzzing yet, reservations are lighter, and some cruise lines quietly offer better pricing or bonus incentives just to fill seats early. Sometimes it's discounted cover charges, and other times it's a little extra value baked in. So skip the embarkation day buffet chaos at lunch or the chaos at dinner and the main dining room and get yourself a better meal at a better price, because smart timing can turn a splurge into a strategy. If you fly into your cruise, here's a move that can quietly save you hundreds before you even board. When you search flights, don't limit yourself to only the airport in the same city you're departing from. Instead, also include other nearby airports in the region. Sometimes the price difference between airports serving the same area can be dramatic, and most people never even think to compare them. A free tool I use is travelmath.com. You just enter the city your cruise departs from, and it'll show you all the nearby airports in that area and how far they are. From there, you can compare fares and choose the one that gives you the best overall value. And the cruise hasn't even started yet, and you've already saved money.
It's like winning.
This next one is something I haven't seen anybody talk about, at least not in the same way. Cruise lines are starting to use dynamic pricing similar to what the airlines use. So if you keep searching the same sailing over and over, especially while logged in, the system can read that as strong buying intent, and you may notice the prices begin to increase. But you can easily avoid that by using a VPN. And when you're ready to actually book, connect to a different location and log in with a different browser, say Microsoft Edge instead of Google Chrome, and it'll keep your search behavior from influencing the prices you're shown. But honestly, that's not even the main reason travelers use a VPN. And that's where this video sponsor, Surfshark, comes in. When you travel, you're constantly connecting to public Wi-Fi at airports, hotels, cruise terminals, coffee shops, and port, and sometimes even the ship's network itself. And those connections are convenient, but they're shared by hundreds or even thousands of other people. A VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network, encrypts your internet traffic. In simple terms, it creates a private tunnel between your device and the internet, so what you're doing online isn't visible to anyone else on that network. And that means when you're checking email, logging into your bank, accessing airline apps, or managing your cruise booking, your data stays private and protected. And Surfshark makes this incredibly simple. You just download the app, tap connect, and it runs quietly in the background while you travel. And one thing I really like about Surfshark is that one account works on unlimited devices. So your phone, laptop, tablet, and even your spouse's devices can all be protected at the same time. They've also added additional features like antivirus protection and data breach alerts, which is great peace of mind when you travel frequently. I've been using Surfshark for a while now, especially when cruising, and it's one of those tools that just quietly does its job while I focus on enjoying the trip. If you want to try it, use the link in the description below or use code FAMILY@SEA at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN included. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk to giving it a try. And one final note there, ship apps rely on the ship's local network. So when you want to connect to the cruise app, just disconnect the VPN first before doing so and everything will work normally. Cruise pricing really comes down to 2 windows, very early or strategically late. When new itineraries are released, often 18 to 24 months out, that's when cruise lines are trying to generate momentum. Fares are typically at their lowest, cabin selection is wide open, and you're locking in before demand starts pushing prices higher. Now, on the other end, there's the period right after final payment, and if cabins open back up, prices can soften as the sailing approaches. Now look, it doesn't always happen, so if this is a must-do cruise, don't wait. But if you've got flexibility and you're looking for a deal, that's where the real last-minute value shows up. Now, worth mentioning here as well, wave season used to be the automatic sweet spot, and that was January through March, and it meant big savings. But these days, many of those sales are just sales with repackaged pricing and false scarcity. The key is understanding when pricing pressure is real and when it's just marketing noise. Now, timing isn't everything, but it's close. Cruise prices follow demand, so when families are out of school or holidays hit or summer peaks, fares climb fast because there's more competition for the same ships and the same itineraries. But shoulder season is where the math shifts. In late April, early May, September, and early December, the weather is still solid in most regions, but the ships are less crowded and the pricing isn't as high. In most cases, you're not sacrificing the experience, you're just avoiding the rush and saving some money in the process. Because sometimes, the smartest move isn't finding a secret discount, it's simply picking a smarter week to sail. Now, here's a move that feels old school but still works incredibly well. Not all travel agents are the same, but the good ones have long-standing relationships with cruise lines and access to group space that was locked in the day new itineraries were released, which means they secured pricing before demand started pushing fares higher. And if you're wondering, why would a cruise line let travel agents lock in lower prices? Well, the truth is simple. Travel agents put down large deposits and they guarantee they'll book a certain number of rooms on a sailing, and if they don't, there's financial penalties for it. In exchange for those guarantees, well, the cruise lines give them rates you'd never be able to get on your own booking direct with the cruise lines. And it's not just about price either. Many agencies can layer on onboard credit or added perks that simply don't show up when you book directly. That's leverage most people never think to use. If you really want to understand cruise pricing, you need to stop searching like everyone else. Cruise Plum is the most powerful free cruise tool out there for spotting the real deals, hands down. It pulls pricing directly from the cruise lines and lays it out in a way that makes patterns obvious. You can filter by price per night, sailings past final payment, repositioning cruises, or even see how fares have changed over time. So instead of guessing whether something is a good deal, you can just see the data yourself. This is how you find the deals that are so good, you'll think the cruise lines made a mistake. I've done a full deep dive on how to use Cruise Plum step by step in a different video that I'll link at the end, or you can click above right now if you want a full breakdown on exactly how to make it work for you. But once you understand how to use it, you'll never shop for cruises the same way again. Repositioning cruises are one of the most overlooked value plays in cruising. These are sailings where the ship moves from one region to another, like Europe back to the Caribbean for winter. And because they're one way and often longer with less port days, demand is lower. When demand drops, well, so does pricing. You'll often see these sailings with a dramatically lower price per night compared to traditional round-trip itineraries. Yes, you'll need to factor in one-way airfare, but if your schedule is flexible, the math can be very compelling. There's fewer crowds, a more relaxed pace, and often the lowest per-night pricing you'll find all year. It's not the typical cruise most people book, and that's exactly why the value can be so strong. Here's one you may not have realized. Booking your cruise isn't the finish line, it's the starting point. Cruise fares can still move after you lock it in, especially as final payment approaches. And if the price drops, you can often call the cruise line or send your travel agent a quick email and have your booking adjusted to the lower rate. But here's the catch. The cruise lines aren't going to notify you, so if you're not watching, you'll never know. And that's why I always track my sailings after I book. A good travel agent will track these automatically for you and just send you an email once your price has dropped. But you can also use Cruise Plum to set up price alerts so you'll get notified automatically. It only takes a few minutes to set up, and it can save you hundreds or even thousands without having to change cabins or dates. The easiest money you'll ever save is the money you almost missed. Now, here's one that sounds crazy until you actually look into it. You can invest in the cruise line you're sailing with and get rewarded for it. If you own at least 100 shares of stock in companies like Royal Caribbean Group, Carnival Corporation, or Norwegian's parent company, you can qualify for onboard credit on each sailing. Depending on the length of your cruise, that can be anywhere from $50 to $250 or more added straight to your onboard account. Full transparency, this isn't the deal it used to be. Cruise stocks have soared post-COVID, so the upfront investment is higher than it used to be. But if you cruise regularly, it's still one of the simplest ways to unlock onboard credit every single sailing. And don't forget, you still own the shares, so if the cruise industry continues to grow, there's potential upside there as well. It's not just a perk, it's investing in your own cruise vacation. But here's the bad news. Even if you use every single strategy in this video, you'll still overpay if you don't know how to actually spot a true deal. Cruise pricing moves constantly. Some sailings look cheap but aren't, and others look average but are quietly mispriced. And if you don't know what you're looking at, it's almost impossible to tell the difference. The good news? There's a tool that makes the math visible. I've created a full walkthrough showing you exactly how to use Cruise Plum to break down pricing patterns, compare sailings properly, and identify when a fare is actually worth booking. It's the system I use before I commit to any cruise. So don't stop here. Come hang out with me in that one where I walk you through the exact system I use to find undervalued cruises and book with confidence. I'll see you over there. If you're ready, I am. Let's go.